Hi everyone, good evening, and thank you for watching my video. I hope everyone's feeling good out there. I hope everything's great for you. Life is special, and you're appreciating everything, and you're looking at everything from as optimistic as possible. I just really wish the best for everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about the spiritual sixth dimension. I've already made 2 other videos that precede this video, the spiritual fourth and fifth dimension. So I'll recap those to give you let you know like what direction I'm going to go with this. I think it'll be interesting, but you be the judge of that. In my video about the spiritual fourth dimension, the primary focus on that video, I talked about the place or the concept or the area within you, heaven and hell, those types of concepts and places. Your unconscious, like not being conscious. Maybe you've had a near-death experience, afterlife, actual death, and the dream world, where every night you leave your body to experience a different life. So in the spiritual fourth dimension, I talked about that, shared a story, and gave you like some real life perspective and my experiences with that and some of my thoughts. Now, the video that I made last was the spiritual fifth dimension. And in the spiritual fifth dimension video, the main idea for that video, the main thing that I talked about and the way I described that world was, it was the place of the higher mind. It's where you're fully confident and you fully believe in yourself, and your mind is working at top capacity to the point where you no longer need your body. You've realized the uselessness of your body. You've transcended your physical body, and you've fulfilled a great deal of potential within your mind. And of course, fewer people are actual fifth dimensional people here that exist, that incarnate. And I guess a great reference or comparison to the spiritual fifth dimension that a lot of people can relate to is the movie The Matrix, where he always had the power. He just had to have someone to let him know that it existed within him, and to get him to believe and understand that it truly was inside of him. He just had to basically make it happen. Now, in this video, I'm going to go to a higher spiritual level, the spiritual sixth dimension. And we're going to go higher than the higher mind. In the spiritual fifth dimension, I kind of talked about and alluded to people that are really great thinkers and like geniuses, whether they be musical geniuses, scientific geniuses, but people that really feel their potential in a huge way during their incarnation here on Earth. Now, in the spiritual sixth dimension, the primary energy in that world is love. And just like the spiritual fifth dimension, the spiritual sixth dimension, even less people incarnate that are truly sixth dimensional beings. People incarnate as sixth dimensional beings. But in order to explain the spiritual sixth dimension, and it's all about love. The key word here is love. And I want to define what love is first. And the reason why I'm going to define what love is first is not to try to teach you what love is, but to explain to you what love isn't, according to the spiritual sixth dimension in this realm. So I'll get started with how we experience love and we accumulate our idea and concept of what love is in order to explain what love isn't in the spiritual sixth dimension. So when we're born, we are dependent on our caregiver, our parent, mother, father, parent, whomever, and we depend on that person to feed us, to love us, hug us, to talk to us, to basically give us love. We want, and we're very demanding. A child is very demanding, and love is critical for their development, their healthy development all through the rest of their life. That foundation is super important. Now, around 3 to 5, then that child becomes aware of the love that they're getting and also the love that others are getting. When I say others, probably the first examples that we see of this is our siblings. We're able to see who's getting more love, who's getting less love. And then the whole concept of jealousy comes into play. And this is probably the first form of like a negative, the first major negative feeling that we get, we take in and we internalize. And it's really not needed. It's really not a good way to start, but that's the area where that starts, and that's where that grows. For some people, it grows way bigger than it should grow. And the next level of love, the next layer of love that is very prevalent in our lifetimes that we experience a lot is up to about puberty, up to that point from around that age up to about puberty, after like 7, 8, 9, 10, up to puberty. During this time, the love of our peers, our friends, is really important. It becomes important how well received we are by our friends, and that we have lots of friends, and our friends appreciate us, and they see us in the type of light that we want them to see us in. This becomes really important to us, this type of love. And, it's layers. It's another layer of love that is gained through a lifetime. And then from puberty on until adulthood, a lot of us get enamored or just really fascinated by the opposite sex or the person of our attraction. And for a lot of us, this consumes us for like the majority of the rest of our lives, even on a subconscious level, whether we actually realize we're focusing on it or not. And a lot of this is instinctual or primal, but just because it's primal, just on a body level, doesn't mean it's not love. Everyone shows love in different ways, whether it's actual physical touch, whether it's listening to someone's words, whether it's speaking to someone. Everyone shows love in a whole bunch of different ways, and I think it's like one reason why you shouldn't judge someone's love based on the next person's love. Everyone's totally different in that respect. But during this time, a lot of us, we're looking for a better half, for lack of better words, that completes us and is able to show us the other side of us that we can't see within ourselves. We're looking for completion through another person by sharing a lot of different experiences. And whether it be a man, woman, or whoever, whatever couple comes together, you're able to get a lot of things that you will never get from yourself by combining with that person, by merging worlds. And that completion is just a really great feeling times 10, times 100, times 1,000. And that is, I think that concept is what we fall in love with. So that's another layer of love. So that's all of the plain old regular love that I'm gonna explain here, and that's in a nutshell that what I'm talking about. So let's go bigger. Let's think bigger. And in order to explain bigger and think bigger, I'm gonna use some figures as examples, some well-known figures that everyone knows about that are great examples of what love is and showing love. And if you notice, up to this point, I've only talked about receiving, primarily just receiving love. It's so easy to receive love. Everyone wants to feel good. If someone's going to give you a way to feel good, everyone wants to receive that. But it's a lot more difficult to give love. And if you notice, all of it, majority of what I've been talking about is about just taking, receiving. So now let's talk about giving. And this is really the focus of what I'm talking about here, the power of what I'm talking about here within this spiritual sixth dimension. The examples that I'm going to follow through with here are two prophets from religious texts. I'll use Jesus and Buddha. I'm using them, not to push any agenda or anything. I just think they're wonderful examples, and I don't. It's not to whether you believe it or not, whether you take it literally or figuratively, or no matter what you think of it, it's a wonderful story. It's an excellent example, and that's my primary reason for using it. But with Jesus, his background, he grew up a regular family. Nothing too unusual in regards to his family. He received love. He had a love background, and he received love, and he was also expected to give love because that's how families work, and that's how people in different relationships work. It's a give and take. But no doubt he loved his family, and he showed them love, but he was thinking bigger. Outside of his family, he was thinking a lot bigger than that, and they probably wanted him just to focus on them. But his heart was way outside of the family, somewhere else, and he followed that. Buddha, similar situation, except with Buddha, he was born royalty. And he had a family. He even had a child, and he was thinking bigger with his love. There was a empty void, and within him, and he wanted to fill that void, and he couldn't fill the void by providing love in his immediate environment with the people whom he'd grown up with, and he'd surrounded himself with, and he left all of that behind. Jesus also, they both left those lives behind in order to fill those voids of providing love on a mass scale to everyone. And these two icons, for lack of better words, these two icons, they eventually became not just like a person looking to receive love and looking to interact with love. They became just the epitome of love. They were that. This was their life. They worked tirelessly, and the key word, selflessly, to show everyone how to love and spread love on a big scale, not just their family, not just their neighborhood, but on a really big scale. They really wanted to change the world, and the best way to change the world is to start with yourself. Start changing inside. It's the most powerful way to change the world. Now, so those are some excellent examples of spiritual sixth dimensional people that incarnate in a spiritual sixth dimensional incarnation, truly sixth dimensional incarnation. So let's take it a step further. You know, those people, I guess, were selfless. They gave up themselves, and in order to spread love and put out light, put out energy for everyone to get and for everyone to be sustained. And there's lots of heavenly bodies out in the cosmos that do the same thing, and you know, they are the epitome of this energy, and they're putting this energy out, and a lot of us don't even realize we're getting that energy from them. A lot of us don't realize that we have love until that love is taken away, and that's oftentimes a way to find out that you even had love in the first place, for it to be taken away. And you know, our earth is providing us with love by providing us with a home, with a body, and we're doing things to not to take care of the earth and to show no appreciation for what is given us. And even the sun's an entity, a living creature, a living being, and it's constantly giving us love, and you know, we can't live without it. And the sun even has moods. You know, the sun gives off energy in cycles, sunspot cycles. The sun makes our weather. Everything that happens here happens because of the sun. And the sun can have good moods and bad moods. Some weather turns into storms, really destructive storms, and that's just part of everything. You take it all as it is. And my point in talking about these two entities is that they are the epitome of just giving selflessly, and with not expecting anything in return. And this is the sixth dimension. This is love on the sixth dimension that I'm talking about. So if we want to, I'll end the video. If you want to take this and think about it more practically, think about when you've had an argument with a significant other, a friend, someone special in your life, anyone. And when you're having your argument, you know, it's all about facts. You just want to win that argument, you know, and use your facts and try to sound clever. And, but, you know, do you really win? Even if you do win, do you really win? So the next time you're having that argument, understand that the power, the energy of love, it supersedes any of your facts, your knowledge. No matter how intelligent, you know, you come off and you sound, the power of love, you always ask yourself, is your heart in the right place with everything that you're putting out? Because that energy, that power of love, your heart is, if that's in the right place, the lower energy, knowledge is a lower energy under love, it won't even matter. So understand this power and use this power wisely, and understand it's even bigger and more powerful than intellect. So I hope you enjoyed my video, you took something from it, or at the very least it was entertaining to you. Thank you so much, and I love you. And you have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, whatever time it is. And for me, I'm about to go to bed. Just thought I would give my thoughts before I went to bed. Thank you so much. Again, I love you all. Bye.